Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to another daily Scuttlebutt with Ivy's Family Factotum. Well, Jeep's down once again. No, it's not too serious. This time we just had a leak in the coolant tank reservoir. Well, I guess back in the day they used to be like an overflow reservoir tank, but a lot of these newer vehicles, the tanks are actually pressurized, and you have to have water in that tank because it's part of the cooling system. And this one has a hole in it, so therefore whenever the Jeep is getting hot, all that water and coolant is just going straight to the ground. So I ended up getting an over temp, what is it, 2 days ago, and as soon as I saw that it was getting over temp, I immediately shut the Jeep down. So it's fine. I've been able to move it around just right here, close vicinity, but until we get that tank, which it's on order, we gotta wait for it to come in. It should be coming in like Thursday of this week. But once again, the Jeep is down, and anyone that's ever owned a Jeep knows that you gotta put a lot of money into them sometimes. Especially if you're doing all the extras and such. But today, I don't know if you can see right here, we're putting no auger to work. So I need to get over there and get some holes lined out, go and just figure out where we're going to be putting, all the footers. And like I had mentioned before, the footers, they do have to be in the general vicinity of where the posts are going to be, the columns are going to be, for our beams. But before we can do the posts or the concrete columns, a few more things are going to be needed for that, right? We're going to need the materials to make the forms, because we have over 20, right? There's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21 of those columns that we need to make. And I want to be able to reutilize the form to where even if we can do like 2 at a time, that's fine. We'll pour them as it go, because once we get all the footers in, that's fine. We can go along and do those columns as we're going, right? So, I mean, unless I'm making several 3, 4, 5, 6 forms, which that starts getting into costly materials, right? I'm trying to keep the cost low as much as possible. So if I make 2 or 3 forms, it's easier to do 3 at a time as we're going down. So we'll see how that goes. Basically, go get a sheet of plywood and some 2x4s and just see how many of those I can make at a time. So. Or even like a half a sheet of plywood. I don't know. It all depends. So, so with that, obviously the next thing that I really have to be doing is marking the locations of where all of those are going to be. So for the footers, like I did say, that they don't have to be perfect, like in location, because the footer is going to be actually bigger than what the column is going to be. So we're just putting all those into the ground, at least, 2 feet. Around here, the frost really isn't that bad, so we don't have to worry about, heaving. The frost probably at most is only 10 inches, okay? 12 maybe. And that's like record-setting freezes. So anything, and I even talked to, Brother Paul over there at the Beverly Carpenter. We actually have that video coming out today, is getting more supplies for the bridge. And he even said, if you're going down 18 inches for a footer, you're going to be good. So if you're going even past that, you're going to be golden. So that's where we're at. So and he's speaking from years of experience from this area. Right? He's been here since a kid. So what else? that's it. We're continuing, to work on these projects. Obviously, the bridge build is going to be coming. I have product for that to get the bridge finished. We're still working on the gate area, getting that leveled out a little bit better. That way we can make that corner with the RV. And then thanks to another buddy of mentioning how to, which I didn't even think about it, of cutting those stumps like a pie, with a chainsaw, and it leaves a nice little reservoir where all those cuts come together right there in the middle to help burn those out. Which the last time Gladys was burning the stumps, one of them actually burned up almost 50%. So it did a pretty good job, but the other one, it kind of fizzled out and it didn't do nothing. So I definitely thank you, Joe, for mentioning that. And that's the Soggy Bottom Forge. And yeah, which I've done that before, and I've even seen there's even, camping hacks where you do that with a log for, to be able to set, a pot or a skillet onto a log while you're cooking. I mean, you can even buy those things pre-made at Walmart. It's crazy. But anyway, still working on that. We got parts on order for the push lawnmower. That's coming. The kiddo has not been listening today. I don't know, you might hear them in the background. But yeah, it's a non-listening morning. So yeah, that's about all I really got for you guys. I'm keeping this one short and sweet because I really need to get to work. I need to get all these holes dug before Wednesday. That way I can get this auger back to my buddy, by Thursday, Friday. It's a lot of work to do, a lot that needs to happen. And yeah, I'm just going to get to it. So I definitely appreciate you guys. Last but not least, remember to always thank a veteran at every chance you get, not only on Veterans Day, and we'll see you on the next one. Happy Monday, y'all.